people say whole life insurance is a scam, what does the general public not understand about it?
You see, they're right if they're thinking about normal life insurance, normal whole life, where you pay for a death benefit. But it's called life insurance, not death insurance. So if it's structured correctly, which most people have no idea how to structure it, if it's structured correctly, it's one of the best financial vehicles you can have, because it's not just a death benefit. You're actually lowering the death benefit and overfunding the policy to get cash value. Cash value you can use for whatever you want, while the entire amount of money you put in is guaranteed to compound and grow tax-free, even while you use it. So you're literally able to make money in multiple places at the same time using the same dollars.
A cryptocurrency trader has been found guilty of murdering his mother to claim over $1 million in life insurance and maintain a facade of a luxurious lifestyle. 58-year-old Colleen Rebelo was found dead in her shower in May 2020. Although her death was sudden and unexpected, it was never treated as suspicious by first responders who attended her home on the day she died. But her son, Andre Zachary Rebelo, secretly took out $1.2 million in life insurance policies on her just days before her death. Prosecutors have described Andre's life as plastic fantastic, bankrolled by credit and cryptocurrency trading, while he and his influencer partner flaunted wealth online. But behind the scenes, they were drowning in over $120,000 of debt. The court heard how Andre used fake medical records and even an AI voice generator to defraud insurers, and those suspicious claims led to a police investigation, which uncovered the chilling truth. Now convicted, Andre faces prison time for his crime and will be sentenced in April 2025.
Crime doesn't pay, but it seems like it does in this new era. He's gone. This doesn't mean he's a magician. This just means he's got an interesting show, right? He's not a warlock.
You know what? They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy because at the Brighter Days clinic they do the memory erasure, you know?
If you could remember, struggle.
Oh, she looked at the camera, so maybe she's capping a little bit, right? Let's bring it back so we can really see.
You know what? They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy because at the Brighter Days clinic they do the memory erasure, you know?
If you could remember, struggle. Tell me. Give me a date. Give me a date.
You know what? I'll have to go back to the clinic and see if they can restore the...
Man, too bad this don't work in real life. Do you know how fast she was going?
You know what? They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy.
So, the $720 million, what happened to it?
You know what? They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy.
How many girlfriends do you have?
You know what? They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy.
Is Gen Z lazy? Many have criticized our generation for being lazy, but it's not as simple as people think. With quiet quitting, remote work, and other workplace trends, Gen Z and millennials have been labeled as lazy by older generations.
Do you know what a slacker is? Generation Z and millennials? That's what they call Generation X. Why? Because we weren't like the silent generation. We weren't like the boomers, the people who came out of the World War. Editing Adonis here. Actually, they called us Generation X because we were the last generation of adults. None of us knew this back then, but hindsight is 2020. We can tell. Generation Z, the millennials, they don't know how to adult. They've got a term called adulting. We didn't have that. We just had to figure it out. And a lot of us did. Just had to throw that in there right quick. I'm from Generation X. They called us slackers. You know what we did? We made up rap. They called us slackers. You know what we did? We made the Star Wars popping like it is today. We wore our nerd flags. We wore our glasses. We was like, I'm going to skateboard. I don't care if you don't like it, dork. You don't get... We invented the word dork. What's wrong? Y'all just complaining about stuff, man. It's like everybody is going to get attacked by the generation before. Like, deal with it, bro.
For this video, I'm not making any assertions, just looking at the cold hard facts. And the cold hard fact is that inflation has created a crisis of affordability. In 2022, the median sale price for a single-family home in the U.S. was 5.6 times higher than the median household income.
It was so, bro, the 80s was called the me generation. You know how they attacked us for thinking about yourself? What generation is called the me gen? How more selfish can you be, bro? I mean, all right, I'm going to just play it.
Than at any point on record since the early 1970s. In 2024, the average price of a car was $48,000, up from around $15,000 in 1990. And that doesn't even cover grocery prices.
Bro, I just gotta say, in 1990, do you know how much minimum wage was? Like $3.25, $4.25, like $4.25. There was no internet, man. You dudes got 5 separate lanes. Let me break down the lanes you got. You got the internet. You got YouTube. Those are 2 separate lanes because you got a website. You got your YouTube page. You got TikTok. That's a whole nother lane. You got ChatGPT that will just tell you the whole idea. And then you got AI that will just create some stuff for you out of a prompt. None of that stuff existed. I think this is why these dudes in my basketball lives be so mad at me, because they're like, why are you utilizing all of this stuff that was made for us? My question is, why are you not?
Which has skyrocketed since 2020. For the first time in this country's history, having a stable job and spending responsibly isn't enough. Wages simply aren't keeping up with inflation, and Americans are struggling to afford food, housing, transportation, and save for the future. Decades of quantitative easing, government deficits, and the vast increase in M2 money supply have put this generation in a dire situation. Yes, we've seen disinflation, but that does not mean prices have come down. It just means they're rising more slowly. Our generation has its issues. Trust me, we have a lot. But here's the reality. People are emotional and need incentives to work hard. You can't just tell people to work harder when their purchasing power is shrinking. And the worst part, inflation drives up asset prices. With stocks and real estate overvalued, people aren't just getting priced out of everyday goods, they're getting priced out of wealth-building opportunities. And that's why the wealth gap keeps growing. This problem goes beyond generational differences, as many of us are struggling. So, is Gen Z lazy, or are the incentives just gone? I really don't have the answer, but I'll let you decide.
This is a McDonald's in 2025. This is the same McDonald's in 2009. Talk about attention to detail. This looks like a safari outside of that building. Check out this McDonald's in 2025. Now look at the exact same McDonald's in 2009. Not as detailed as the safari, but look at what's going on here. Once again, attention to detail. Look at how these logos look in 2025. Look at how they used to look like in the 2000s. They're really taking the color away from life. They're taking the enthusiasm away from life, the flavor, the spark. Now all of these establishments down to the logo be looking like a gray factory. And the thing about it is it's all by design. It's all by design. It would be one thing if the aesthetics was taken away from the overhead that you would make as a profit every month. But that's not the case, because McDonald's, Wendy's, etc., they're making money, and a lot of money every year. So why take away the personality, the flavor of the building itself? Why take away all those colors and all of that? Because I'm assuming that the agenda is to make everything monotone. Everything with no spark.
Everything dystopian. Let's make it dystopian. Let's think about it. Let's build it. And you'll just perceive your reality as being dystopian. Like the Gen Zer before. Like, we all got it hard, bro. It's like, are you going to complain about it? Or you going to do something about it?
Like, the creativity level in this era right now is at an all-time low. I've never seen nothing like this before. All the way down to the logos. Like, everything is just depressing with it. We need a renaissance, and we need it fast.
Get a whole life insurance policy. I'm not talking about insurance to invest in your death or for your loved ones to get some money when you die. I just do term insurance for that. But I'm talking about whole life. And what whole life means is I can take every month my leftover money and I can put it into an insurance policy that I can access. It's a high value early cash out policy. Write that down. It's a special type of policy that your average insurance broker will not pitch you to.
Whoa.
They don't make a whole lot of commission pushing this product, but it's very intelligent for you. So every month I roll and write a massive check, automatically debits out of my account, and it will go into my whole life policy. I can borrow this money, I can use it, I can bank it, but in the meantime it's growing at 6 or 7%. It's also untouchable.
No! So Trump is crashing the stock market. He's in the process of crashing the stock market.
Listen, you nerdy, beautiful woman. We don't know that. Stop just making stuff up. You see how beautiful people, do you think they can get on here and just say anything? Trump is a reptilian. You think I'm supposed to believe that because you're attractive?
there are going to be two MAGA responses. One is going to be the really unintelligent, uneducated folks who are going to say he has nothing to do with this. This is completely unrelated to Donald Trump's tariffs.
It is unrelated to Trump. I swear to God, man, if you weren't easy on the eyes, I would have already skipped this bit.
This is just how the economy works. It ebbs and it flows. Of course, ridiculous. There will be another camp, however, that sees exactly what's happening. They're going to say, yes, Donald Trump did this on purpose, which he did. Donald Trump is doing this on purpose.
This is why we need more ugly women in videos and just in the world in general. Like, you saw how she pulled her hair behind her ear. Come on, I know that trick. Come on now. Smiling. She's just so inviting. Just because she wants us to listen to her message. Don't fall for this guy. It's difficult for us to not fall for it, but try to resist, fellas.
And they're going to say that's a good business move because his billionaire buddies are going to buy up everything at dirt cheap and sell it to us exponentially at a higher cost, which is exactly what's going on. They're going to praise that, and they're going to say that that is smart. That is smart business, and we would all do the same. Neither of these people are worth interacting with. Neither of these people are worth reasoning with. The people who don't see it aren't going to see it. And the people who see it and are praising it have lost every ounce of humanity they ever once had. Do not interact with them. The rest of us understand what's going on. It's worth talking about with people who understand how evil and vile this is, and that
now I don't understand. She gonna gaslight me. Oh, you don't understand. That's why you don't. Come on now.
Maybe y'all saw the news out of Nebraska today. Apparently our entire state is going to go bankrupt in 2 quarters. Me and my husband owned a cattle ranch here, and I can confirm that all of the cattle ranchers here overwhelmingly voted for Trump. We support him. We voted for him. Something like 70% of our entire workforce is undocumented immigrants, and they straight up are not showing up for work anymore. They have all either fled the country, fled the state. They don't want to get raided while at work, so they have just moved on.
And that's good, right? We wanted the immigrants to get out of here because Kamala was like, immigrants come in. If you vote for me, I'll give you $25,000 a year or something like that. Allegedly. YouTube, I don't know. That's just what people are talking about. And I'm here to debunk that because I don't believe it for one.
Moved on to work somewhere else, and straight up we are going to go bankrupt now. We are going to go bankrupt, and yeah, we voted. We knew that the immigrants would get deported and he was coming after immigrants, yet we still voted for it. Overwhelmingly voted for our own demise. I was talking to my husband last night, and I have to admit that it seems a bit foolish now when you think about it like that we voted for something that is now putting us directly out of business.
Wait, what?
How the heck did they get this chapel to sit on them pillar columns like that? They excavated this whole site out in Brazil, and they're trying to say that they installed these pillar columns right here. Just look at all the dirt on these columns right here, okay? These were already here, and this chapel got built on top of an ancient temple. You see that yellow building in the back right there? That's sitting on top of another temple. All them pillar columns in the back of that, right? Those were already there. So look how small this dude is, right? Compared to these pillar columns. That's all dirt from them excavating it out. This is from Noah's flood, okay? Tartaria is a psyop. Tartaria, if anything, is Tartarus from the Bible. Tar nation, okay? It's hell, straight up. And these are your Greek pillar columns leading right into the underworld. This is all pagan temples that got flooded from Noah. So if God made a covenant with Noah in Genesis and then reminded again later in Isaiah 54:9, then how could all these mud floods worldwide possibly have happened if they were not Noah's flood? Here, Genesis 9:15. Remember my covenant which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. The water shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. Right? This is from Noah's flood. The mud floods, all them floods, they reset the dates on everything.
Okay, so what I'm getting out of this, these floods, they have to be man-made, because if this is true, he's saying in the Bible is saying that there's never going to be another flood. Is that saying there's never going to be another flood like this one that drowns everybody? I don't know. You guys leave it in the comments and tell me. I'm just listening like you are.
This is Noah's flood, okay? If your Bible doesn't look worn down like this, don't even try to debate me on this. I write again in Isaiah 54:9. For this is like the waters of Noah to me. The waters of Noah would no longer cover the earth, so I have sworn that I would not be angry with you nor rebuke you. The mud floods are Noah's flood. I've seen a couple little old world maps with Tartaria on it in Asia, but we got Tartarian buildings in New York, alright? The Native Americans came from Siberia. They're all Asian. They added 1,000 years all the way back to Nimrod and the flood. So this is Nimrod right here. He altered his DNA to become a Nephilim. This is the great grandson of Noah, okay? Gopher wood is only found in Florida and Georgia. That puts Noah and his family in the United States of America. He is the first Freemason to build after the flood. That's why that Freemason marker right there is depicted next to him. They photoshopped this out in the original image. That's why I have it marked. So this is step one of the blueprints. They said that they poured these 54-meter pillar columns right here, and then that they dug it all out, constructed a platform on part 2, and they did it all the way down. It's right here to finish all this off. The only thing is these pillar columns are already here in the ground. The only thing they put in were these horizontal platforms. I was in advanced architectural design. I designed my first set of blueprints when I was like 12 years old. My dad gave me his suitcase full of blueprints. These are faulty blueprints. There would not be any mud on these pillar columns right here if that's fresh concrete. There's no mud underneath any of these platforms. None of this mud would be here. Same thing like this. You see how this building has a solid wall on the right hand side, and in the back, that other building on the top right has the temple pillars right there, just like right here. These would have been flat walls if they built them originally. It would have matched this side of the site on the right. They're not. There's no pillar columns right here because this is a newer constructed building. These two buildings right here in the back, they just built on top of these temples. This is in the state capital of the United States. This bottom part of this 3D design is what's going to be buried up to like right here. Fill all this in and convert it into a capitol building. And all these buildings are going to have catacombs underneath. These are ancient temples that were wide open halls. They added steps up to them and bricked in the pillar columns around it, and they converted them into your capitol buildings, your banks, and so on and so forth. This is right in the state capitol. You could see they poured these steps up right here. Underneath behind them steps would have been that flat base that was there with no arcs in it or anything. These pillar columns right here on the inside of these buildings, they run all the way down. Just like this, and they create floors and tiers in them and fill them in and create a building. These pillar columns literally go down into catacombs. This is underneath the church leading down. Now these are Egyptian pillar columns right here. This is laid out the same way as the arcs underneath all your bridges, okay? All these pillar columns go back to the same civilization pre-flood. They were all...
I always wondered why courthouses and state buildings look like that. They look so like ancient Rome, ancient Greece, and growing up, I thought that America just had an affinity to it. They just liked that, and that's why they did it. It sounds like this guy is saying, no, bro, that stuff had already been over here, and the people who came and settled or discovered America just built their stuff on top of that. You guys leave it in the comments and tell me if that's what I'm hearing. I'm not sure. Wait, I think I'm hearing that. I'm not sure.
Nephilim and fallen angels. Nimrod got his information when he spliced his DNA. Solomon got his when he was playing around with demons.
But that part, Solomon wasn't playing with demons. God gave Solomon the ability to control the demons. And a lot of these ancient structures, demons built because Solomon was like, get over there and build that. And they couldn't say no. They just had to do it. And demons can, they can manipulate matter. How do you think they shapeshift? They can manipulate matter.
Showed him how to...
Allegedly, YouTube. I don't know, YouTube. I don't know. I'm lying. Maybe it's X-Files, YouTube. Relax. Jeez.
They construct these pillar columns using alchemy and chemical formulas and permanent bonds. That's why these ancient pillar columns last so long. Now, these are the pillar columns in 7087. They filmed the movie Salt here with Angelina Jolie in it. My family poured every single one of these pillars for Local 190 in the Union, okay? They use different concrete nowadays. That's why these deteriorate and they have to go back and fix them. It's to keep people working and enslaved. They had the information how to pour permanent pillars and permanent bonds, so where we only constructed this one time and it would last forever. It was weather resistant. Samson right here, when he crashed out and destroyed the pillar columns, and then he ended up passing from it, but you get the point. This was all ancient art right here to the Nephilim. Alright, so all these buildings, alright, they're built by your fallen angels and Nephilim. This was all built and laid out like an electrical grid to harvest energy. This is all fallen angel technology. That's why the arcs on these doors were so big. That stained glass window right there was a second edition. This was a giant wide open arc that Nephilim used to walk through. No man today constructed this building. And that's not because they're not alive. It's because they have no idea to lay out these harmonic ratios. They don't even know the chemical formula of the concrete. These were literally built by the Freemasons and the Nephilim. That's why these arcs are so big right here. That's why there's the compass right there at the top. Right? This all harnessed energy from the ether. You can see right here on the side of this, that's water right there pouring out the side of this structure right here. They also harnessed water and electricity from water. Whether it was through a canal system or salt water carrying an electric charge. Not even kidding, this is right from the military library. These are all Masonic halls, Nephilim halls, giant open arc temples. This is literally all fallen angel technology deployed into a building system to harvest energy. And they used masonry, which is why Nimrod and Solomon are both Freemasons, known to construct buildings.
No, Solomon is not a Freemason. Solomon is a prophet. Jews, Christians, and Muslims believe that. No prophet would tell a lie. I don't believe they would, because they're acting on God's instructions directly, and God doesn't lie. I'm not saying you're wrong about everything. I'm saying there's a lot of truth in there. It's a lot of believable stuff. I don't want to say it's just truth because I know it's truth. I'm saying there's a lot of logic there, and logic is the truth. That's what I'm saying. But then there's some other stuff in there that I'm not sure.
Look at the size difference between these people right here. The same Nephilim built the pyramids in Mexico and Egypt. These are hieroglyphs right here, carvings. They're all the same tribe worldwide. They got wiped out from the flood, and then they came back post-flood when Nimrod tried splicing his DNA, and then when Solomon was trying to summon demons. Here's another one right here. They added these little steps right here. These little guys in here, these little humans right here, they were never allowed in here because they were that big.
Yo, what is really going on? We keep seeing these things every other week. And yes, this just happened like 10 minutes ago. Every single time, of course, they say that he's experimenting with this rockets and all that stuff, but there's a huge problem with that.
One of the problems is I think this is their, what do you call this thing? Where they shoot it up on your ceiling. It's in your room and it makes lights and space looking stuff on your ceiling. That's part of what I think it could be. I don't know if it is, but let me hear what you're saying, my guy.
Before that, every single person in the Bahamas was originally thinking that it was meteors or something going through the sky. I watched 50 different videos and 50 different angles, and every single time it shows the explosion, it did not turn into 1,000 different fireballs shooting through the sky for miles and miles without falling down. Never once. I see an explosion, and then boom, it's gone, and that's it.
I thought it was Space Link. A lot of people have said it was SpaceX.
Fast forward. And you can see that was the supposed starship that exploded that supposedly caused this crazy thing we keep seeing in the sky every single week, right? Hear me out on this. What if it's not the starship? There's things flying through our skies, and they're using the starships to cover it up. I have always told you that SpaceX, in my opinion, is to hide things that happen in the sky. And tens of thousands of people all called it meteors because they did not see an explosion turn into this crazy sight. So really, what is this actually, and why they keep trying to tell us that it's them with their starships? Oh, I forgot. Entertainment only.
Thank you to my channel members. We said thank you to my channel members. No Diddy when I say member. Thank you. to my channel, members. Fuck you if you're not a member. Nah, I'm just kidding, but seriously, join. Thank you.
Don't know. My face given, my body tea, my money up. I'm that bitch. I don't have a motherfucking answer.
But are you that motherfucking bitch? I mean, look at all your single brethren. I mean, sisters them. But we ain't desperate, ladies. Live your life. She is living her life. You know what? Play the song for these bitches. Dumb chick. Lonely and dumb chick. You could have been married in your 20s, but you had to be a lonely and dumb chick.
And what's it gonna take for a guy to see you naked tonight?
It's gonna take nothing, cause I don't fuck these ratchet ass hoes, bitch. All about my business. ATA shit, PKG. You feel me?
Why you gotta talk like that?
Exactly. You way too masculine with your Burton Ernie Sesame Street ass eyelashes. Those are your eyelashes, bitch. They're thick as eyebrows. I think she got them switched, bitch. Do like this. Put this up here like that. Wannabe assholes.
This.
Hey, woman, would you meet me on the road tonight?
This is a journey a journey which along the way will bring to you new color, new dimension, new value.
Ready? I throw this switch. Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume.
I'll give him an E for effort. I don't think he knew to keep going with the Mary Jane girls. It's a soul thing. That was dope. But the soulness would have said keep going. Or maybe he's not a party rocker. He seemed like he is a party rocker, but you know, it's our culture. That was good. That was not bad. That was actually very good. I would have kept with the Mary Jane girls. But hey, what are you gonna do?
Illegal immigrants. I'm talking about illegal immigrants. I'm not talking about immigrants. I'm talking about illegal immigrant. I'm an immigrant. You're an immigrant. We're all immigrants.
The Pew Research says that there are, for immigrants on the whole,
Come on, try getting it out. Try getting it out.
I'll get it out.
I mean, I don't know if you're going to put this on television, but you don't even know what you're talking about.
Man, Even the president's got to deal with dumb bitches.
Would you consider you had a lot of God-given talent?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of God-given talent.
Or it was something you had to, because some people
you gotta
really, really work.
Now, you got talent.
Yeah.
You got God-given talent. You got the talent to communicate.
Right.
You got a gift of articulation and communication. Like, you gonna get your point across however you feel like you got to get it, both of you guys. But you got to understand as well, talent is talent. You got to perfect your talent to go to the next level. Your talent will get you in the game, but to go to the next level, you got to perfect your talent. You got to perfect when you speak in front of a multitude. You got to perfect the way you articulate, the way you flip it, the way you pause in between your verses. You got to perfect that if you want to go to the next level. It's some people have talent, but to get to that next level, that thing got to be worked on.
It's got to be worked on.
Question: why are so many white people terrified of diversity and inclusion? Answer: because they know that given an even playing field and without the benefit of white supremacy, they will be shown for all of their inadequacies and mediocrity.
Now let's put that in terms of LeBron James, because you know Michael Jordan, he can't have any help. That's what the 1-9 without Scottie Pippen means. It means Jordan is so good, he should have won without help. Meanwhile, LeBron James says, I need more help. I don't have enough help. So on an even playing field, LeBron James is not the greatest player ever. I mean, just in his era, he's not the greatest player ever. Stats, stat padding, the refs helping him, all of these different players on his team, he still has the same amount of rings as Steph Curry, who got 4 rings in 13 years. Man, dude, it took you 20 years, 19 years to get 4 rings, and you got the most amount of points? I mean, you went to 10 finals, but you lost 6 of them. Put on an even playing field, what this woman said about how she feels about her race. Same thing with LeBron James and this GOAT debate.
I can take you to Cheesecake Factory. I can take you to Olive Garden, even if I don't like it. The point of the first date is to get to know somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how much money I'm spending. I don't care where we're going. I want to see you in this experience. How do you treat the waitress or waiter when they pull up to the table? That's what I really want to know.
I feel that.
I don't give a fuck where we at. Let's go to the coffee date. Let's stand in line.
Why she look so salty as he's saying that?
Not married or nothing. And from an immigrant family, it's tough because immigrant parents, they want you to settle down, you know. Sometimes they'll try to ask me in public thinking it's going to embarrass me. Like, Ian, why can't you find a beautiful woman to settle down with? What's wrong with you? And I just reply, like, nothing's wrong with me. It's not my fault. It's because women don't settle anymore. That was back in the day. You could just find a beautiful woman that'd just marry you on discount. She didn't know what was out there.
I guess that's a great joke. Women don't settle, but they're also not good enough for who they will settle for. All of you women, we're settling for you. Don't think you're the first choice in women that we wanted. You're not. A lot of guys like white girls. He don't want to settle for you. See, you got more of the attitude for him not settling for you than he does for you not settling for him. I read this one comment. This girl said he was bullied by black people and black women didn't want him. That might be true, but how come you don't have nobody still? Because you're not settling, right? But you're still waiting for that guy. You understand what I'm saying? Like your guy is out there. You don't have him yet.
It's a war going on in my mind. You know, one side is this traditional Confucius-educated little Chinese girl who's just so lucky.
But you came here.
To get a man.
You came here and you killed that girl.
She's still
Be
somewhere.
an American hoe.
I did not do the whole phase when I was in college. I was dating this guy for probably, this is my first boyfriend. I dated him for like probably 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
And then we were engaged.
And that was your husband?
No.
Oh.
I mean, he did break my finger, but he didn't mean it.
They never mean it.
No, it was
That's what girls need to realize. Like when a guy hits yours, he doesn't mean it.
No, he didn't mean it. It's just you triggered him.
You did something to bring it on yourself.
Yeah.
And you need to look inward and see what you're doing that's wrong.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to empower young women to just like, don't trigger men.
Don't trigger men.
You sniff the disgustingness, you leave.
You're the problem.
Yeah, I was the problem because I logged in his Facebook account because I just remember the password.
Okay, so that's your fault.
Yeah, and I found out he's cheating on me with this girl.
And that's also your fault. If you
from
didn't
London.
If you didn't look for that, you wouldn't have found it.
Exactly.
I know women from my neighborhood are saying, oh, but she got a man and you don't. So That's really all that counts at the end of the day. You's a lonely bitch. And she understands. I'm not saying the dude had the right to hit her. He shouldn't have hit her. He should have just walked away. I mean, it's clear that he can get another bitch. He dating a more classier bitch. A London hoe. You just an Asian bitch. He got a whole bitch with a whole British accent. And she can speak Chinese. Fuck is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I know you don't want to settle, but you don't realize men, we don't have to. We just are willing to. You not being willing to settle, you's a lonely bitch. Like the first bitch in this video. She said, I'm that bitch, I'm this, I'm that. I don't got no answer as to why I'm single. And all those 3,500 bitches in her comments, they got an answer, but it's not a good answer because you attractive. And other women are looking at you like, what's wrong with your pussy? Are you a hoarder? Do you got the herpes? What's wrong with you? Why you don't got a steady man? Why aren't you married? Why don't you got this other guy making his millions and you spending his millions? You can still make your, what's going on? Cause you got a kid. You hooker bitch.
What's your age?
I'm 28 years old.
Are you single?
Yes.
Do you think that being single at 28 as a woman is a red flag in 2025?
No.
Why not?
I'm a strong, independent bitch. I know what I want. I'm not willing to settle for less.
What is it that you want from a man that you're looking to date now?
I love you. They need to bring value, you know? You need to bring good times, laughter, happiness, support, loyalty. You need to be a man. You need to be a protector and a provider. And if you can't, then you can't be in my life.
And what does financial support from a man at 28 look like to you?
I don't know. A man that's not afraid to say yes to things. I need a man that's not going to say no.
So if you tell him, I need the Dior bag, he needs to just get it. Here's the card, baby. Go get it.
I shouldn't have to tell him, but I ain't looking for that shit. I'm looking for a man who wants to take care of me and the things that I need. If I need a phone, if I need tires, if I need gas, if I need food, those are the things.
If you needed your rent paid, he should be able to cover it.
Yeah.
If he's doing all of that for you, what value would you add to his life?
Ooh, don't even get me started on that. I bring all the value. I'm thoughtful.
You don't bring all the value because all of that stuff that you just named, he's bringing that. That's clearly valuable to you, bitch. Just like the Chinese girl from the last clip. We don't know that that guy wasn't already bringing. Okay, somebody she wasn't in college. He in college too. You don't know what he's in college to be, you stupid ass bitch. That nigga might have been in college to be a fucking corporate lawyer. What the fuck are you doing, bitch? You's on a podcast. Shut the fuck up.
Cook, I clean, I fuck, I do all the things. I look good. Anything you need a wifey to be, I got you covered.
Dude, a fucking maid will do all of that shit too. Dude, I can straight up and down import a bitch from the Philippines who will clean my house for like $100 a month. You know how much $100 a month is in fucking Philippines? Of course I wouldn't pay her that. How do I know that? I'll tell you in another video. But bro, in this Philippines bitch, she might be 28, way juicier. That long hair is hers and it goes down to like the middle of her back. Those are fucking clips, no wrinkles. But they always say black don't crack. Dude, Asian don't raisin. So she's still looking like she about 21. Nigga, 17, 18 looking some of these Filipino women. And they're not on this weird American bullshit. They're traditional women. They want to be married. And this is just a maid, bitch.
White men out here telling me I would never know what it's like to not be desired romantically. Babes, I grew up in a place where I was the only Asian person in most of my classes and the only Asian girl in all of my classes. People made it very, very known that they were not interested in me.
Hey, let me throw out this extra right quick, not to interrupt you, shorty. This is the type of girl that guys would settle for. Why? She's low-hanging fruit. Plenty of people are not interested in her. Because she's not really a beautiful, like, Asian girl, what you think of, what most men think of when they think of beautiful. She's, you know, but her hair's long, she probably juicy. You never know. I'm sure she cleans up nice. This is her face with no makeup on. Then there's the fact that she may be a nice girl. Great personality, funny, can take a joke, understands jokes, dry humor. She probably don't got a high body count. You never know. Maybe she's even a virgin or had sex like once or twice. You pushing 200 times. Ill, gross, bitch.
And if there was an Asian guy in my class, it was always like, oh, you two should date. Because no white people would want to date you. And this isn't saying like, oh, I need validation from white people. I'm saying, as I just said, there were literally like no other people of color in my school. So if white people are literally all but two people, they're the majority, and they're like literally all but two people, the only ones that would be able to desire me romantically. Again, not like I'm looking for white validation. They were just quite literally, other than those two people, the only options. Like, are you racist? To say that I would never understand what it's like to be an ugly man, valid. But to not understand being romantically desired, fuck out of here.
I could get deeper into this topic, but for the intellectuals on my channel, you guys are who I'm making the content for. Y'all already know what it is.
The boom.